Well, hello and welcome back to Roadwarden. We're in part 2 of this. We are just about to head out, I think. I think we've got everything we need from this camp, so yeah, let's do it. I know everything I need. Are you sure? Says the bearded man. We may not be around the next time you come here. No, let's do it. Let's go. I agree, Julia sighs with relief. May you do better than Asterion. Yeah, Asterion did. Stay vigilant. She winks at you, shattering the mask of a soldier. Thank you for your help. You go to the barrel and splash water on your face, which makes you even more aware of how much you need a bath. After the night, it will only get worse. Your horse is already napping, still too anxious to lay down. I prepare for my watch. The soldier in the dirt is eager to guide you. Just observe the area, there's plenty of griffins around, though they won't try to jump over the palisade. Probably. Better watch out for the apes, they climb up and carry out any food they can find. And there's this one really loud were-elk that keeps smelling the wall, though it has never tried to get in. He points at a gate. The lieutenant and I will block the entrances. They're quite heavy, so if anyone comes here looking for shelter, better call us to help you out. And if this someone is being chased by wolves or anything, better throw them rope instead. He scratches his head. If it gets cold, feel free to make a fire, and the best place is on the watchtower. You may want to put a blanket there or something. The watchtower? He gives you a long, puzzled look. Oh, here! He points at the pile of crates. Just climb up to the tallest one. You'll have a great view of the northern side, the more dangerous side. And also, I know you're tired, after all that riding. He points at the tent on the other side of camp. I can handle a couple of hours sleeping on the ground, if you wish. Go there after me and rest. Just this once. At least I have a pallet inside. Yeah, it seems friendly. Thank you. Thanks a lot. You put your blanket on the tallest crate and sit down. The night is warm, but the sporadic summer breeze brings gentle refreshment. From time to time your back aches, and you have to force yourself to keep your eyes open. The light of the moon helps you focus on the tall grasses. But most of the time you spot smaller critters and birds, but there are exceptions. At one point you see 3 horned deer trying to challenge one another. Before they clash their antlers, a 2-legged dragonling appears, leading its much smaller offspring. The fury beasts try to intimidate the predators with roars and aggressive head movements. After a few moments, both sides walk away slowly, not willing to risk the fight, nor to admit their defeat. I don't let it distract me, I keep looking around. You hear the death screams of distant prey and the mating calls of monkeys. Runners are chasing a grey hare. A group of muskoxen lazily chew the grass, preparing themselves to sleep. A dusk fox is running together with a lynx, making playful screeches. Thankfully, you never have to intervene, you just sit there watching the not-so-distant forest, trying to outlast your sleepiness. You can only guess how much time has passed. Once you feel you've had enough, you climb down to go to a tent, waking up the bearded man with just a couple of words. You confirm that nothing important has happened. I gather my things, and squeeze into the tent. I use my bag as a pillow, put my blanket on the pallet, cover myself with a cloak. Sleeping in a tent is not the stuff of dreams, but it's much welcomed rest. The pallet keeps the cold soil away. The moonlight saves the outside world from the eerie gloom. You listen to your own breath and find a comfortable position. Your job starts tomorrow. I focus on the real goal of my journey. New journal. Explore the peninsula. Indeed. The Merchant Guild wants to take control of this realm. Your wardening duties are secondary. First and foremost, you need to explore the peninsula. Learn about the territory, resources and threats, get to know the locals, and if you can, convince them to consider negotiation with the Hovlaven, officials and traders. Could the tribes resist the soldiers, or be a threat to the priests of the United Church? Are there any forbidden practices that need to be eradicated, such as blood magic, necromancy, robbery or slavery? At least I have time. 40 days to be exact. I need to be as thorough as I can. 40 days. Plenty of time. Once you finish your reconnaissance, you should speak with. My God, English. You should speak with Julia and return to Hovleven. There, you'll report back to your employers and get your reward. In the meantime, you have your own goal to pursue. Right. So what do I need? I need to gather some extra coins so I can save my siblings. Ooh, that sounds important. I need to gather some extra coins so I can retire early and I mean, sure. If I gather enough connections among local leaders, I'll use them to become a major player in the Merchant Guild. Ooh. I want to be remembered as the soul who brought peace and order to this realm, a hero. I just want to help people, make this region safer for the locals and newcomers alike. I need to find a new life for myself. I have a difficult past and I want to be forgotten. Ooh, mysterious. Just save my siblings from debt collectors. Nah, my siblings can handle themselves. Nah, I love them really, they're cool. Love you guys. Nah, I'm gonna, but I am gonna go for the new life. I have a difficult past, yeah. Your half-asleep senses are catching the sounds of the wild forest. Your instincts keep you alert and anxious, though the pleasant, humid late summer air evens it out slowly. You can't travel during the night to sleep but to rest. Okay. You're thinking about your goal, but you need to gather your strength. Okay, then I will sleep. Sleeping in a tent, you can spend the night in a burrowed tent. It's nothing special, but it will protect you from the wind and rain, and the ground won't be painfully hard nor cold. Cool. Then let's sleep. You take a look at your amulets. For most people, they would be nothing more than trash, but you wouldn't sell them for a pouch of dragon bones. You use them to shape Pneuma to your will. With these little mementos, the few spells you're familiar with are far more reliable. Who knows, maybe there's already some power held in them. You look at the old, though clean bandages that remember dozens of herbal balms and wounds. You can put them on your hurting muscles, bruises and scratches, then hum an old song about time, which either heals all wounds or kills us too soon to let us bother with our problems. After a few hours or so, the linen will warm up, confirming it did its job. This tent may not be much, but your spell would make you feel as good as new, though you'd lose some of your energy. Yeah, let's do it. Let's perform the ritual. To Pneuma. Let's do it. Here we go. You're woken up by the sunlight. Well rested and ready. Without haste, you gather your things. After only a couple of breaths, you notice a weird smell like a roast. No, burning meat. Burning, rotten meat. Disgust crawls into your consciousness. You exit the tent. Your horse is looking around nervously. Your bags are where you had left them. You see an open gate. Let's go outside, see what's happening. Both soldiers are standing near a humble pyre. The man in the shirt looks at it contemplatively. Julia is the first one to address you. Jack! She greets you with a nod. We used the horse's manure for the flames, so don't worry about cleaning it up. You see a corpse amongst the flames. It's impossible to tell if it belongs to a male or female, but it was an adult. The burning process won't be over for a couple more hours. A traveller or an undead? Ooh. The latter, a young one. She lacked the pneuma to understand that she couldn't get inside the camp without climbing. I stabbed her with a spear from a safe distance. She shifts her weight. One more fog and she'd be a real threat. Even now it took a couple of hits to knock her down. Sooner or later, every human shell wakes up, gaining more strength with each soul it devours and each movement it spends in the fogs. Burning the dead is not just a religious practice, it's a necessity. Soldiers, priests, village mayors, even roadwardens, making a large pyre takes a lot of time, but it saves lives. Julia calls this undead a she. Most unites hesitate to do so. Well, I suppose it's time for me to leave. Running away from the reek, huh? I don't blame you. She walks with you for a few steps. Find us here if you need us, or if you learn what happened to Asterion. There's enough ground here for you to rest. Safe travels. These words make you stop. An old farewell, mocked in a number of songs and tales. but yet you hear no scorn in Julia's voice. You wonder how many acts of kindness like this one you're going to experience in the days to follow. She returns to the pyre. I prepare for my journey. You somehow miss the fact that your mount is already saddled and warmed up. You double check the equipment, but you don't need to fix anything. Soldiers were diligent. Normally preparing any palfrey for a long journey takes a lot of time. You put on your gambeson and make sure that your axe is, yes thank you, is tightly attached to your belt, and get in the saddle, palfrey knickers, ready to leave. It's time for you to get to the crossroads. North from here. Alright, let's travel north. Travel north, yeah, let's go. Even at a later hour, you wouldn't expect to meet any travellers in the valley. The warm summer breeze lures your mount forward, but the serene chirping of birds is quickly replaced by the distracting screeches and gurgles coming from further down the path. You soon find the pack of four-legged griffins. They're larger than foxes and merge the features of bird and furred beasts. Each one is of a different size, coat and colours, and their temperaments are just as varied. The fronts are covered with vivid feathers, while their rears have darker fur. Their wings are massive, making them impressive jumpers, but they're too heavy to fly. About 24 beasts are yelling, brawling and chasing each other around, blocking your path. I consider my options. Okay, come on, dice rolls, let's have a look. You can't enter the forest blindly. If these or other creatures were to chase after you, the thicket would be disastrous for your horse. There are reasons why travellers stay as close to the main roads as possible and why adventurers move in groups. Usually the safest approach would be to stay where you are and just wait for the pack to get hungry. It may, however, take up to a couple of hours. You're thinking about your conversation with Julia. You've got a lot to do. Any time would be of the essence, and the time may be of the essence. What I meant to say. If you have enough pneuma, you can cast spells to access unique interactions. Well, 3 of 5, okay. Random chance. I take my axe and hurry the horse. If we ride fast enough, we should be fine. I stay here. Better to be safe than sorry. Man, I don't want to attack the griffins. I think we should wait. Yeah, let's wait. Let's have a look. More about your abilities in the character sheet. Okay, I have no nourishment. Okay. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to know. Yeah. While you're observing the griffins from a safe distance, you allow your horse to graze for a bit. Occasionally you see other smaller animals, but you spend your time undisturbed. After more than an hour of waiting, 2 of the larger beasts engage in what looks to you like savage combat, but results in merely knocking one of them on its side. The defeated griffin stands up completely unharmed, preening its feathers bashfully, while the champion walks away proudly, followed by the other members of its pack. They disappear among the trees. I'm ready to move forward, absolutely. Ooh, pretty. Yay, achievement! Sweet. The road splits according to what the soldiers have told you. You may find a safe inn by turning left. The forest to the right is lush and the trail overgrown. Kids used to have this song. How did it go? The harshest pathway leads to the dragon's lair. Those who search for treasure, do you truly dare? The signpost in front of you doesn't make your situation much clearer. It was put here by someone who can't write for folks who can't read. Covered in old red paint, it points east. Blood there. As people say, danger to be found. There's not a soul to ask for guidance. I look at my horse. Oh man, why have I got to give the horse a name? God damn it. What do I call my horse? Let's call it Nick. Nick Clegg. There we go. Nick Clegg. Nick Clegg is Nick Clegg is peaceful as you stroke its mane. Maybe it can't help you choose a path, but you've spent many years together. Happy to go on, it takes a couple of steps forward. You spot a few berry shrubs and wild cabbages, but they still need at least 2 weeks to gain maturity. Time to make a turn, right? Ooh, right, so left is towards the inn. I think I want to go towards the inn. We may be able to explore east later. I think the inn. Nick Clegg trots with ease, unbothered by a few branches covering the beaten road. The songs and distant howls draw your attention to the forest, which gains sparser and brighter. You spot boars, roe deer, and saurians. The sight of a nearby wolf pack worries you, but once you push your hip forward and your palfrey enters a canter, beasts don't even begin a pursuit. The speed alone will protect you from many dangers. You notice a stone tower taller than the trees. It must be the inn. Just must be. The inn. Inns like this one fit the regions travelled by merchants, but you wouldn't expect a place of this size in a forsaken peninsula. The stone and lumber must have been transported from far away, and workers guarded by expensive mercenaries surely lived for many seasons in a primitive hamlet, subsisting on salted supplies. There are seemingly no cracks on the wall, and the building was whitewashed only a few years back. The road is wide and beaten. Dozens of souls could hide, if not in the buildings, then at least in the yard. The expenses and labour put into this fortress were worth many trading ships. 3 armed people are on the ramparts, though you only see what's above their waistline. They're leaning on the parapet, right next to the gate, and you think you notice a glimpse of a smile. They wear gambesons, each one of them dyed differently, yellow, green and linen grey. I approach the gate. A woman in yellow armour leans forward. She has long, curly, disorderly red hair, pointing in every possible direction. This combination of colours doesn't work at all in the woods. One would have to shout to draw this much attention. There's still a fair distance between the two of you, but she speaks loudly. I haven't seen a horse for years now. I just said that it's weird to see such a large jackass, huh? Her voice is young and strong, with an accent that reminds you of the villages spread around Hovleven. But no jackass would wear a saddle, I'd say. She exchanges a few words with a male guard wearing green, giving you time to move closer. While this one here says, "There really are donkey saddle." There's Traveller. How hard... Say Traveller, Christ. Say Traveller, how hard is it to ride a horse? Okay. So, well, once again, I'm not trying to be into it. This is an inn, so I think friendly or playful. Yeah, let's do playful. I haven't done playful. I laugh. You wouldn't believe it. The lessons were a pain. You get off your horse and imitate the silly walk from the deer that followed your first long journey. When your whole shell was crying, you illustrate the pain as you move your hand from your back to the hips, then thighs. In return, the guards tell you about that time when they had to carry their friend with bitten off legs for 3 days straight through the heart of the woods. Meanwhile, the other guards open the gate. You may be in a good mood. The woman in the yellow jacket smiles at you. But don't get so noisy when you talk to our boss. The man never smiles. He has the world's suffering sculpted on his face. Oh, I see. She leads you under the roof. Yeah, she leads you under the roof under which your palfrey can rest, tethered with a cord to a wooden post, near some old hay. Once you're ready, go inside, speak with our boss. Maybe you're hungry. The other guards take care of various chores. They peek at your mount every now and then as they're splitting firewood, cleaning their clothes, weeding their garden patches and moving chairs. 2 of them are making a rope. You head towards the inn, hearing the piercing scream of a boar from the other side of the yard. I open the door. The locked windows make... In the morning you can spend the entire day resting. Okay, cool. The locked windows make the air stuffy, and the weak fire in the stove hardly lightens up the hall. A muscular man is sweeping the floor near the stairs, but after he glances at you, he leans the broom against the wall and heads behind the counter. You're lucky to show up. His voice is deep and soft, with a city-like accent. He observes you with keen attention, yet avoids your eyes. I have a keg of decent ale, wormwood, bog myrtle, juniper berries, cat's foot. He fills a mug carefully and puts it on the countertop. It's going to spoil soon, today maybe, and we don't drink here before the even. I hate to see the good stuff going to waste. His skin is dark, almost purple, rare even among the southern tribes, and his hair is naturally bluish. His clothes are quite fancy for manual labour. The elegant tunic wouldn't stand out in the city square. I stand at the counter. The planks let out a creak after every step you make, so you slow down a bit. You could swear that the innkeeper made little to no noise. Here you go. He pushes the mug forward. But just so you know, my pelt of the north doesn't belong to Hovlaven. You can sleep on the floor if you wish, sir, but if you want a bed or a meal, you have to pay. We may have some leftovers from dinner, but I'd need to check. Okay, cool. Well, I think we've made it to the end, so I think this is a good stopping point. So I will leave it here. Once again, I hope you're enjoying this. I like this. I like this this narrative, this storytelling. It's nice. It's a nice change of pace. It's a good vibes from this game. I like it. But with that all said, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye!